Welcome to my Arduino boost controller. Alright, so this is a modified dollar boost setup. So I've got right here is I'm in the setup mode. This is what happens when you first power the unit on. So you take your dollar boost knob, which is right there, and you just turn it up. Say for instance I want to dial in on my first boost switch. I'll explain this in a minute. Say 30%. Then you hit the setup button, and it's going to go to boost 2. So you go in and say I want all the boost. I want all the boost on the second one. So we're going to hit all the boost and hit the setup button again. So current DC, and this is just my LED. It's kind of like it'd be a imitation solenoid for right now, but 100% duty cycle, which I have verified on. Let's see if I can. My oscilloscope. Actually, I'm going to bring this down so you can see. Bring it down to 10 milliseconds. So it's high right now. So it's all the boost. So right now, this is in the dollar boost function. So, see if I can get this to focus. What I'm going to do is turn this down to say 50%. Alright? Yeah, 50. So you can see that one's kind of flashed, that LED's flashing. Bring up my oscilloscope. And there you go, 50% duty cycle. Now, I'm going to see if I can set this oscilloscope down. I'm working at my desk right now, so I'm going to variate. See how the numbers on the OLED screen go down. And you can turn it all the way off and up to all the way on. Now I know from testing on my Firebird that the boost controllers, the MAC valves, like my 4-port MAC valve, doesn't start doing anything until you hit like 25 to 30% duty cycle. And then there's a cap on them too. I'm guessing that cap's probably around 80 to 90% duty cycle, where I'll bring this up right now. So there's 90, where you can see the off time on this is so little that the valve's just pretty much hanging wide open. So you'll have to figure that out on your own vehicles to see how much you want to run. But this is the dollar boost function right here. Now, okay, say for instance, and this is where the setup comes in. Say for instance, I want to run 30%. Okay, I don't remember what I set them up to in the dollar boost, but okay, so dollar boost or in the setup function, but dollar boost right now is set to 30%. Say for instance you have guys running full, like say they're turbo 400, okay, turbo 400 transmission. It's full manual valve body, okay. They can put 2 micro switches on it, like a micro switch for gear 2 and a micro switch for gear 3. So the gear 2, say you're in first gear, you'll be at whatever the dollar boost is. Say you hit gear 2. This is what it's going to do when you hit gear 2. It's going to go to boost active 1. I must have set it to 30%. And you can see that. And you can see right now there's no change. So I'm actually going to bring it down to show you in the video. I got, let's say 10%. So you can see the graph on here and see that it says 10%. So I'm going to hit the first switch as if you're going into second gear. It's going to bump it up to 30. So I remember the last one I set up for all the boosts, so 100%. So watch both screens. I'm going to hit that second switch as if you hit third gear. It just turns the sucker on. And it's infinitely adjustable. So, it's also adjustable on the fly. There is a little bit of a safety thing to it. I wouldn't be under boost when you're adjusting it on the fly. You can hit this setup button right here. I'm going to bring you right back to the screen. So I'm going to put my finger on the setup button. It's going to go in the setup 1, which right now this dollar boost knob is at 10%, and it's at 10%. So say for instance you swap this knob around. Say you're going to 50%. It's still at only 10% duty cycle. It doesn't update the duty cycle until you get out of setup mode. So for 1 we're going to set for 50%. Or 2, sorry, going to 1. So 1 we got set to 50, alright? So for 2, we're going to go in, what's going on here? 1 for 50. I'm double hitting switch. That's why. That was my bad. So 2, you go in and set it to 100. Alright? And see, yeah, this is at 50 because I had it set to 50. Anyway, go to 100, hit OK, and it goes straight on. That's because the last time you set it up, you set it to 100, and it goes right into reading this knob and sees it's 100% and sets it to 100%. At which point you could just turn the knob back down to wherever you want. So say 10% again. Now we got boost, or the switch 1 set to 50 and switch 2 set to 100. And again, we're gonna fiddle with this a little bit. So hit the switch once. You go into dial boost 1. So set the 40. 2. Set for 70. Alright, and then again you come out at 70, so set it back down. I'm going to set it to off. So say you're on the wastegate. So first gear would be on the wastegate, second gear would be 40%, third gear would be 70. And that's acting weird because my switch is screwed up. But these are very, very cheap prototyping switches, and that's why you see now and then that will jump to 2 instead of just staying at 1. Once I put this all into a box, I'm going to definitely verify all this is working correctly and make sure that the bouncing of the switches is fine, which it was before I took this video, of course. But yeah, so see right there, I was just stayed in setup 1, and then you can set setup 1 to say 30%. Hit it again for setup 2, and set that to say, let's see, I like 75%, 76%. Get out of there, 76%. Drop it back down to nothing. Okay, gear 1, you're on wastegate. Gear 2, you're at 30%. Gear 3, you're at 70. Boom. Dial a boost with advanced functions.